It's Golden Girl here. Today I'd like to share with you my journey to full retirement. I took a deferred retirement, I took an early retirement, and then I took a full retirement. So let me start back at the beginning and share with you how all this happened. In July 1992, I decided to take a deferred retirement from the state of Michigan. At that time, I was departmental administrator at the Michigan Department of Education. I was responsible for distributing the school aid fund and also the accounting for the department. I had accomplished my goal of a departmental 17. I didn't want to go into state exec because that was not civil service. It was a contract and you served at will. So I always wanted some protection. I like that civil service protection. So that was at age 41 when I took my deferred retirement and I moved to California with 2 of my 3 children. I was pursuing my dream of wanting to live in California. I decided not to wait because it was like I was rushing my years to get to retirement, to get to age 55, because that was my plan. With the state of Michigan, you could retire at 55 with 30 years, age 55 and 30 years. When I first started working for the Transportation Department in 1975, November 1975, I came in planning my retirement, that I was going to retire after once I got age 55, because at that time I was going to have 31 years because I started working when I was 24. But due to some lost time during my pregnancies, then it was going to work out to be 30 years and 55. But I couldn't wait any longer. I said, I'm just rushing my retirement years so I can move to California. So I took a deferred retirement. And what that means is that I deferred my retirement. So if I didn't return back to state government before age 60, Michigan state government, I would have been able to draw my pension at age 60 with the number of years that I left with. I left with about 15 and a half years at that time when I deferred the retirement. So then I moved to California and I went without a job. But I had my deferred comp. I had my retirement plans. I had a 457 and a 401. So the 401 was supposed to be for my kids' education, but I used it. But I kept my commitment to them, the amount of money that I was going to give them for their advanced education. I gave it to them. I gave it to them over installments. But so in 1999, I returned back to Michigan and I went to work on the legislative side. I was able to go back into the defined benefit plan. I wouldn't have returned if I couldn't go back into the defined benefit plan. So, I was grandfathered back into it because I swear I deferred my retirement. And when I left California, I was sitting at my desk. I was working for Sacramento County. And I said, I'm going back. And I'm praying for an early retirement. I want them to come with an early retirement bill and a better factor, a higher factor. Because normal retirement for the state of Michigan, the factor was 1.5. So that was in 1999. So I go back and I'm working on the legislative side. And so January 2002, I saw some things that was going on, legislation that was being proposed, and a lot of the legislatures were going to be retired. So I knew they were going to take care of their staff. I knew they were going to take care of their staff. So I got busy January 2002. I had about a year of work when I for the state when I was working at Michigan State. You know, that being a higher education facility, it was state government. So I went after my time. So I ended up getting about a year's time from my work at Michigan State when I was in college. And I didn't have to pay much for it. So I was very happy about that because I was trying to get to 20. I was trying to get to 20 years. I had to age because that's what I thought the bill that they were going to introduce. So I was trying to get my 20 years. And so I went out to retirement, offered retirement service, and I was talking to him about, no early retirement coming, no early retirement. Okay, you keep thinking that. But I know those reps and senators are going to take care of their staff, their long-term staff that has been with them 20, 30 years. They wasn't going to leave there without taking care of them. So I progressed on with what I was doing. Sure enough, by the end of January, they had announced the early retirement for the civil service side. So I needed it on the legislative side, and I needed a bill that would say 20 years and what age I was. So I just kept waiting. My bill did not get passed until sometime in December. I had to come in on December 31st, New Year's Eve, to sign my paperwork to retire, to take the early retirement. So the bill came, it worked out well for me. I was able to go with the 20 years, and I had a factor of 1.75. So I signed my paperwork on December 31st. Shayla and my son Kevin, they were there with me when I signed my paperwork. Effective January 1st, 2003, I was retired from the state of Michigan. To this date, I have no regrets about what I did. I had moved to California without a job. I had moved back to Michigan without a job. So I said, I need to go and get me some pension money so I could move around and do what I want to do and travel and have some income. Of course, I would have to supplement it, but I needed some fixed income since I done moved twice. So when I came back from California to Michigan, I drew down my retirement from the Sacramento County. So I lived off of that, relocating back and getting myself established. So it's like I needed some pension money because I wanted to pursue my dreams. So with that early retirement in 2003, I was able to pursue my dreams of traveling. And what I did, I substituted for a year in the Lansing School District. I thought I wanted to be a teacher, but I changed my mind after substituting. I thought I would go and, do this second career, get certified as a teacher. But after a year of substituting, I decided that was not the route I wanted to go. So in 2005, I started doing working vacations, and I did working vacations from 2005 until 2015. I would look for work in a location I wanted to go and visit, and I would go there, I would work, earn money, and then I would do excursion. I'd be a tourist. I went to Alaska for 9 seasons. I did 2 seasons in Key Largo, Florida, at Ocean Reef Club. That's a private club. I could not afford a membership at that club, so I got me a job there. And it was nice being there for the 2 seasons that I did. I did 2 back-to-back seasons. I worked 1 season in Nantucket. I always wanted to go to Martha Vineyard, but I ended up getting a job at Nantucket Island, and which is similar to Martha's Vineyard. I think Martha Vineyard is supposed to be more urbanized than Nantucket Island. I did a season in Vermont. I wanted to go visit Vermont. I had never been to Vermont, and I went to a ski resort. My girlfriend, when I posted on Facebook, I had this reception. She told me quickly, Anita, do not go up there trying to ski at my age, because I went to Vermont in 2014. So I was there from October 2014 to July 2015. And that was my last working vacation. I came back to Georgia and I did seasonal work or temporary assignments. Really, it was temporary assignment. It wasn't any more seasonal work. So I've got an awesome resume, you know. So my last assignment, temp assignment, was in 2016. I decided then that I was going to fully retire. So in 2016, at age 65, I fully retired. So now here's my history. At age 41, in 1992, July 1992, I took a deferred retirement. January 2003, at age 52, I took an early retirement. I started drawing my state of Michigan pension, and I have been drawing that pension for 19 years. And I am so happy about that. Praying to God that I can make 20. At least make 20. My dad made 20, so I'm trying to strive like him. My dad took an early retirement, so that was instilled in me, that get those years in and retire while you're still healthy and you can do things that you want to do. But for me, I couldn't wait. So I took a deferred retirement, I took an early retirement, and then I took a full retirement. So that's my history, my journey on retirement. And I'm sharing it because maybe there's someone else out there would like to do something like that. What I did do when I took the early retirement from the state of Michigan, I had a copy of my earnings from Social Security. And I wanted to draw the amount of Social Security that, I had been getting the letters, annual letters about if I would have stayed working, this is what it would have been. So what I did, I looked at my earnings and that they used the highest 35 years. And what I did while I was doing those working vacations, I was working on replacing those early years. And it was easy to do because my first year was 1967, and I think I made about $300 or $400. So, it was easy to drop that off of there to replace that. I replaced those 5 years coming from 1967 on with the time that I worked for my working vacations, say 2005 to 2015. And really it was before that, because I started drawing my Social Security at age 62. But I dropped those lower years off and I replaced them with higher income. So I ended up with getting the same amount of Social Security that they were projecting that I was going to receive if I would have continued working, if I would not have taken the early retirement. And they talked to us about, I went to seminars and they were saying, taking early retirement, you had to be conscious also about your disability credits. So I couldn't understand that, because I said, hey, if I got money coming in, I'm not concerned with, getting disability from Social Security. Maybe I would have got a little bit more, but I had my pension, so I wasn't concerned with that. But I probably did enough work that I maintained my 10 credits. You had to have 10 credits, or it was, in order to be able to draw disability if you needed to from Social Security. So I worked enough that, I never lost that, because it was like you got the 10 credits and then they reevaluated and you had to keep adding the years to them to maintain the 10 credits. So I managed that okay, but I wasn't concerned about it and I didn't end up using it. So when I took my Social Security at age 62, I made that decision I did the calculation, and my full retirement age for Social Security was 64. Not 64, 66. So I took it 4 years early. So then, of course, I was penalized for taking it early. But I continued working. And so maybe 2 years in working, I exceeded the amount that I could earn, because I stopped working before I reached full retirement age, where, you could make as much money as you want. So I had to, they took some of my Social Security back the following year. But it was okay. I got it back in a way, I guess. I don't know if it was dollar for dollar or not, but I was watching it. What I had hoped that they were going to bump my Social Security payments up because I was still working, but that didn't happen. Maybe I just didn't make enough for it to happen, but it was supposed to, that was supposed to be something, because I was watching it. I was following it. I had a good understanding of what I was supposed to be doing. But the reason I took Social Security at age 62, I did the calculation, and that 4 years that I would have lost in income, waiting to my full retirement at age 66, it would have taken me 12 years to recover that. So 12 years and age 66, that would put me at age 78. Well, my father passed at age 71 and my mother at age 74. So I didn't see the longevity on my side, and I wanted the money. I needed some more money to go with my pension now, so hey, that gives me more money to, travel with, and then I maybe not have to worry so much about working. And this friend of mine, she kept telling me, the more you work, you just paying more in taxes. I didn't understand what she was saying, but now I do. Situation I got into, then the more of my Social Security would be taxed. So finally, when I took that full retirement in 2016, I was able to get my withholdings right and stay on top of what I need to be withheld from my income to make sure I have the amount that's needed to pay my taxes. What I do is I calculate it at the beginning of the year for the year, and then I look at it, I revisit it again midway, July, see where I am on my withholdings. And if I need to up them, I do. So I've been good. I didn't have to pay last year, and I didn't have to pay the year before. So I'm getting pretty good at it, but my income now is just my pension and my Social Security. I exhausted my deferred retirement plan some years ago, being retired for almost 20 years. But which that was my plan. That was my plan, that deferred retirement was to assist me early on in retirement. I didn't expect to be able to have Social Security, so that's another reason for me to take it at age 62. When I started working, I was told, don't plan on it. It's not going to be around. So at age 62, it was around, and I was taking it. Well, just sharing my journey to full retirement. It was quite interesting. Deferred retirement, early retirement, full retirement. So I didn't even know about deferred retirement until I looked into it when I was ready to go off and pursue my dreams. So I have no regrets. My journey to full retirement, I would do it over again if I had to. I'm happy with all my decisions that I have made in my retirement years. I'm really excited here about the YouTube channel. I have a platform where I can, share. I aspire to inspire before I expire. That is my desire. To inspire. I aspire to inspire before I expire. All right, well, you take care until the next topic, till the next sharing. Be blessed.